Hi there, I'm Bob.
Hello, Karen here.
And we're at our favorite place. And it's just a little bit windy.
Just a tad bit.
Just a little bit. So we thought we'd talk a little bit today about the reason why we are leaving the United States and the reason why we're going to New Zealand and sort of what we figure that's going to do for us.
Yes.
That's not working for us right now. It's one of those questions that I get asked quite a lot by friends when I tell them about it. Mm-hmm. So we figured it was probably a good topic.
Agreed.
So got distracted by some beach class. Did you get some good stuff?
Just some little stuff, you know.
You never know.
Actually, the water's not that cold.
Well, that's good.
Shockingly.
So Karen, why don't you tell me a little bit about your thought process about maybe not wanting to be here? Why do you want to go?
There is quite a few reasons. And a lot of it has to do with the way Americans live. I feel stressed and tired all the time. And I kind of get off of, it's very hard to be happy and excited when you're always working and trying to be trying to keep up with the Joneses. And that's what Americans do. They spend money, they want to make all the money and spend the money and be better than their neighbor. And I just really want to live simpler. How about you?
Well, I remember a conversation I was having at work just last week where my boss was actually making a joke about we had so much work to do at a store that he should just put bunk beds in the back so we could just stay. And I'm thinking the whole time, you just said in a sentence why I want to leave. I don't want to live for the company. I've always felt that I've been defined by what I do for a living. Yet I would never even tell you what I do for a living. Normally in normal conversation, it's just not part of who I am. And I just think of all the days I get up, go to work, go to sleep, and do it all over again and again and again and again and again. And it doesn't feel like it does anything. I don't enjoy it.
No.
I want to do something that is simpler. I want to have a job I actually like. I want to be in a country that doesn't focus on buying this and buying that and whether or not another person should become a billionaire and making all our laws about that.
Yeah.
I never really feel like I fit in.
Right.
I did all the stuff, but I still don't feel like I fit in. And I know that leads to like our kids. I was given every opportunity a person is supposed to have in life. And I've done okay for myself, but I honestly don't feel my children will do better than me. If anything, I'm pretty positive they won't, and it's not an impact on how hard they're going to work or how hard they're going to try.
No, it's due to our economy or the way the United States is going. And, I don't want to say it's all about the politics, but,
It's about the direction.
Yeah.
And it's been getting worse our entire lives. I remember as a kid, I worked. I could go out and afford anything I wanted. I really didn't want that much. And on the weekends, we spent time with family. There really wasn't anything else to do. But we kind of liked it. Maybe it's nostalgia. Call me just being nostalgic. If that's what it is, then that's what it is. But I want that. And that led me to believe we can do things differently. And I'm a big person who's really interested in reading the news and finding out about other cultures. And I know that that's just not how the rest of the world works. And I want to try that.
Yes.
Is there anything else you can think of that is a reason?
We could go all day about the politics. It's not just about the economy. We could look at women's rights that are changing, the way that human beings are being treated now here, immigrants, the way that they're treated. So it's a little bit of everything. And you can only do so many protests to try to help before it's just stressful and tiring and sad that you can't help your fellow Americans.
But I also don't think they want change. The more we talk to other people, the more I'm convinced that they kind of like it the way it is, or at the very least, they're happy with not lifting a finger to make it any different.
Right.
So I'm with you. So then that leads to a whole question of, well, why did we pick New Zealand? Because that's kind of obscure.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, I know that wasn't part of our conversation 10 years ago.
No.
So talk about some of the things that led you to think, well, maybe this is where we'll go.
So, to me, I feel like their culture is more about a work-life balance. I love that. I love that they have national health care, that they have the national schooling, grade schoolings that are run by the government and not by internet and, just politicians. Yeah. So already right there is a big feeling of relief, I guess you could say. They're more aligned with my beliefs and how we should be ran and how things should be done. I know that it's not gonna be it's not gonna be an easy task of what we're doing. I know we're gonna not be rich there, we're gonna struggle, but overall they have our values.
You make a really good point there. I mean, this is not an economic move. We're not going there because we think we will be better off economically. Not in terms of like more money in our pocket. We want to go because we'll have more, I guess you could call long-term stability, more peace of mind, more quality of life, enjoyment of what we have as opposed to having more.
Yes.
So what do you imagine it will be like after you've settled in after about a year?
I believe that we will still be, trying to get our bearings. We will be I'm sure we'll still be poor.
Yep.
We're not going there to make a lot of money, so we're gonna have to. I'm going to school, so I'm gonna not be working full time. So we're gonna be watching every cent we have.
Yep. There's no one to bail us out.
Nope. We're going there to sink or swim, and we can't sink, so we will swim.
And yes, both of us have had to rebuild our lives before.
Yes.
So I think that we're up to the task. Neither one of us is afraid of a challenge. I guess really the hope is that the kids are going to become Kiwis. Yeah.
Yes.
And then be able to embrace that. It's still young enough to be able to embrace that.
Yep.
And then be able to really benefit from what we've done. And while at the same time we're able to get a quality of life, perhaps they can truly be the economic winner, at least in terms of more of a total package. I think that's what it's really all about.
Yes.
Do you think anything will be worse going over there?
No, I mean, I don't see how it could be any worse. than what we're doing now. We make a pretty good amount of money here.
It's scary. It is really scary. We do well, and we have nothing to show for it.
Right. We live paycheck to paycheck, and yes, we have things. We buy what we want, which is insane, because the stuff we buy is stuff that we really don't need.
Yes. How much retail therapy goes on every night, and how much of that is a function of such a dissatisfaction with like where you're at in life that you're like spending money to somehow fill this hole inside because you don't like your job.
Yeah, or boredom or whatever you're doing it for, right? So, I mean, the fact that we literally have jobs that we get paid well, we have nothing to show for it. It's sad. So I don't think we'll be any worse off. You know, I think the move is right for our family. And I think that worst case scenario, we're just in the same financial boat that we are in now.
But we provided better for our children.
Giving them better schooling
and along the way we get to enjoy no snow.
Yes,
if nothing else, I become a lower middle class person in New Zealand and I have no snow. Exactly. I will call that a success.
Me too.
I really sincerely will.
I think that's probably the best way to go with it. Yes.
So in a nutshell, that's kind of what it's all about.
Yes.
We have no grand illusions that this is going to go ahead and all by itself change our lives. We're going to have to make some real changes. We have to
mindset.
Downsize.
Yes.
We have to make the decision that we don't need all that. Now we'll have the support system of a country that just doesn't play this by the same rules.
Yep.
Which is hopefully good. I don't know. It's going to be the scariest thing we ever did in our lives, and maybe the best.
There's some pretty nice beach class, though.
Look at that.
That we'll miss.
Hopefully, there's a million beaches in Auckland, including some of the most gorgeous ones I've ever seen in pictures. Although I've got to admit, even though it's like 40 degrees, if that, this is gorgeous on Lake Erie.
Yes.
There's a reason I made a video about it. I will miss this.
Me too. So let's cut this out for today, and we will talk to you guys soon. Maybe next time about what we'll miss about Ohio and all the different things with that.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Have a great one.